Hi, You Can Heal family. Welcome to another Tuck in Time. And we have been reading through T.D.Jake's book, Destiny. And it's been really nice. I've been enjoying going back through this book. So Tuck in Time is about me sharing books that I read when I began or as I was going through my healing journey. And I'm still on my journey. I still work hard every day to remember to put myself first and to love who I am and work on the character flaws and shortcomings that I have currently and the ones that I overcome so I don't relapse, right? Sometimes we think if you're not involved in some type of drug activity, you can't use that word, but as a former codependent and people pleaser, I have to work hard every day still to keep myself where I want to be, going towards my destiny. So this book's been really nice. And right now we're in chapter 9. My name is Shena Major. I'm a life coach and I help people heal. And I'm learning, the more I say that, I'm really realizing that I'm helping people as I'm doing these read with me's and reading this book and Iyanla's book, Iyanla Van Zant's book, One Day My Soul Just Opened Up, that it's through God's word that's really how we heal, because we learn through his word that he lives on the inside of us and just how much he loves us. And I'm so thankful for that. I truly am. So tonight, we're going to be looking at chapter 9, and the title is Keep the Destiny Vision, Connect Where You Came From to Where You're Going. So with all that being said, I want to thank you for joining me, and just sit back and listen and enjoy the wisdom T.D.Jake is going to share with us. Oh, make sure that you like a video of his or say a prayer for him, something to contribute to his ministry if you're able, because we are getting this good book without investing anything. Okay, so there you have it. Here we go. Mr. Smith goes to heaven. St. Peter is stationed at the pearly gates to take heaven's newest resident on a tour. The two walk together, viewing all the glories of heaven. The streets paved with gold, the palatial houses of the faithful. The man notices a warehouse that doesn't fit in the heavenly scenery. The building has no windows, only one door. What is inside the building? He asked. St. Peter hesitates to respond. You really don't want to see inside there. Mr. Smith wonders, why would there be secrets in heaven? There must be something awfully special in there, he pleads, to see inside the building. Finally, Peter relents. Okay, Mr. Smith, but remember that I told you that you really don't want to see what's inside. The door opens and Mr. Smith rushes inside. To his delight, the cavernous structure is filled with row after row of shelves, each neatly stacked floor to ceiling with beautiful boxes tied in red ribbons. Each box has a name on it. Do I have one of these? Mr. Smith asked St. Peter. Yes, you do, St. Peter replies as he tried to guide Mr. Smith back outside. But Mr. Smith sprints to the S section and finds the box with his name on it. As St. Peter catches up, Mr. Smith is slipping the red ribbon from his box and lifting the lid. He looks inside and instantly recognizes the contents. He releases a deep sigh of regret. St. Peter has heard this sigh countless times. Inside the box are all the gifts God wanted to give Mr. Smith while he was on earth. But unfortunately, Mr. Smith had never tried to use the gifts he received, so God could not give him more. Don't leave your God-given gifts unopened. Don't leave this planet having missed the great opportunities God has for you. Rip off the lid of your abilities, tear into that box that is your talents, and use every gift God has given you. Devote yourself to fulfilling the unique purpose that is your destiny. Oh, that was good, You Can Heal Family. That was good. I remember reading that, and it was like, yeah, I've got to get going on something, because at the time when I was reading this book in 2018, it took me, I guess, 2 years, because it was in 2020 when I started really stepping out and, wanting to pursue life coaching and helping other people through their pain like I had experienced. But yeah, can you imagine being Mr. Smith and opening the lid to the box and like all those unused gifts? My goodness, it's almost tragic, right? So I'm gonna get some water, so hold on a second. The next section in this chapter is run the race with blinders on. Few things are more beautiful than the grace, form, and style of a racehorse in competition. In addition to all the years of planning, training, and grooming, a horse race relies on a small but critical apparatus, the horse's headgear. This essential piece of equipment makes all the difference in the race. Blinkers block the racehorse's rear and side vision, forcing him to focus only in a forward direction. Racehorses need blinders, or blinkers as they are known professionally, to keep them from getting off track during the race. What if you could don a set of blinkers to keep you focused on destiny and undistracted by the circumstances around you? What if blinkers could help you ignore the criticism of people who don't think you're doing a good enough job, although you're giving it your best? Blinkers could help you forget the past that you need to leave behind. Wouldn't destiny be so much simpler if we could wear headgear to help us ignore what doesn't matter? If there was such a device, you would lose the benefits to having full vision. Peripheral vision prevents you from getting blindsided. You must be able to look back to know what not to return to. Oh, that was good. That was good. You need the ability to see if anything is approaching you from behind. And I want to just speak on this sentence here. You must be able to look back to know what not to return to. And oftentimes, healing from a relationship that's been unhealthy and you muster up the courage to get out of it, but we look back at the wrong thing. We tend, most of us, or I know I did, so let me keep this on me, I would usually look back at all the good times I had with my ex-husband, right? And that blinds you to why you left in the first place, because you get all those feel-good, feelings start dripping down into your bloodstream, and it makes you forget everything that happened that caused you pain and that hurt you, and you go back. So this sentence to me speaks to me again, reading it this time around. You must be able to look back to know what not to return to. So we've got to remember when we're having those moments where we want to go back to someone who's hurt us. We've got to remember the things they did that hurt us. We can't remember the walks in the park or the amusement center you went to together and he won you that, cheesy stuffed little animal. No, we have to remember all the name calling, right? Or whatever it was that made you make the decision to leave in the first place. And if you haven't left the relationship, you can. And one of my favorite exercises is to write down everything that's been said to you or done to you that has caused you pain, or is it causing you pain now? And let that what should I say? Compare that paper, those things you wrote, to what God says about you, and put them side by side. Find the promises in the Bible that God speaks about you and how he feels about you and how much he loves you and how he sees you. You're the apple of his eye. And hold that next to the paper of all the things that have been done and said to you that have hurt you. And you'll begin to want to move away from that paper towards God's word. And that's when great healing can take place. So thank you for letting me share that. Let's continue reading this chapter. It says here, but you can develop the capacity to wear helpful mental blinders. When horses race, they are close together, so it is essential that they not pay attention to what the horses to the right and left are doing. Each horse's ability to finish the race depends on his focus on the track ahead. Learn the art of wearing mental blinkers so you are not easily distracted by someone else's race. Your best friend from high school already has a master's degree, and you're just getting back in school to finish your undergraduate studies. Your neighbor just bought a big luxury car, and you're driving old reliable that's paid off so you can afford to pay down your credit card debt. All your girlfriends have gotten married, and you're the only single one left. You're stemmed from reaching your destiny because you're too worried about what other people are saying about you, consumed with who has more money in the bank, a bigger house, more education, or the most prestigious career. Put on your blinkers. Your mental blinkers will keep you from being distracted by the convention and fear and stagnation. Distractions destroy destiny. Oh, that is good. Amen. Distractions destroy destiny. Oh my goodness. Someone else's journey has nothing to do with yours. When your own journey is not taking the straight course you'd like, it's easy to focus on what someone else is doing. Cultivate the ability to stay on track, your track, and keep moving forward. Certainly, you can pay attention to another person's journey to gain insight or inspiration. But do not become competitive. Focus on where you're headed. As the Wizard of Oz told Dorothy and her crew, pay no attention to that man behind the curtain. Don't spend your time obsessing about what others are doing. Traveling your own path to destiny is all-consuming. Your mental blinkers can also help you ignore the counterproductive thoughts and feelings going on inside you when the path gets hard and rocky. Get your mind right by putting on your blinkers to ignore the feelings of anxiety that can incapacitate you. I hope I said that right. Oh my gosh. Incapacitate you. My goodness. Your blinkers can help you ignore the insecurities that make you afraid to say, my work is good enough. Your blinkers can help you shut down the negative message that what you desire is impossible. Your blinkers will keep your vision of destiny before you, so you will continue infusing it with all your energies. Oh, wow, that was good. I'm sorry I got caught up on that word, but I'm sure you get the point. So there's a lot more left to this section, and it's really good. So right now I'm going to pause this or stop this video. I've got to get Bren ready for ballet. I have to get home because I took my daughter to volleyball practice, and I pulled over at the park to read this tuck-in time session. So I'm going to pick back up after I get Bren to ballet. And I had some thoughts going on in my head about it, and I'll pray and see if I'm going to share them. I don't know if they're just for me yet or for the world, so we'll find out, but I'll be back, all right? All right, You Can Heal family, I'm back. I'm sitting in the parking lot waiting for Blessing to come out of volleyball. Bren is at ballet. So let's continue our talk-in time reading. Now we left off where we were talking about the blinkers can help shut down the negative message, and that what you want and desire is possible. So I made a little note about the comment about sharing something I was thinking about, but now it seems like it's not that big of a deal, and it's something I think I need to keep thinking about a little bit more. But this was good, and this is why reading is so good, because someone else's work, T.D.Jake's work, can jog something in our brain or in our memory, or something that maybe it wasn't in our conscious mind, but it brings it up for us. So I'm going to sit with it a little longer. So with that said, let's get going and finish out this section, and then we're going to go ahead and read one more section. All right, so all of these negative speculations are distractions that will weigh you down and get your life out of focus. Don't obsess about what other people are doing. Your destiny is not living to keep up with the Joneses. What God has for your life is much more exciting than imagining what goes on in anyone else's life. Your path to destiny is like no one else's. Keep looking ahead and let God's creativity unfold in your life and amaze you. I was almost grown before I realized that when I was a child we were poor. All I knew then was that life was good and that my parents loved us. We didn't have a lot of things, but we had love. As I grew older, from time to time, I encountered things that let me know we were poor. I remember not knowing what spaghetti sauce was. I didn't know what a meatball was either. When our mama made spaghetti, she poured ketchup on it. The first time I saw real spaghetti sauce, I was leery about eating it. Why does that spaghetti have stuff in it? I asked when I saw the green peppers and meatballs and spices in the sauce. Things like that helped me to know we were poor. But though my mother poured ketchup on the spaghetti, we ate it. My parents also gave us a glimpse into a way of life beyond what our economic status would allow. They took us to free ballet and symphony performances to expose us to other cultures. They drove us through wealthy neighborhoods so that we could see how other people lived. Our parents took the time to teach us many things. My father, a janitor who built his own business, talked to us about the business, the importance of paying quarterly income taxes and keeping paperwork in order. And even though I was just a kid who was only interested in playing, the lessons he taught me stayed with me and helped me position me to one day become CEO of my own business enterprise. God has a way of taking the disconnected pieces of your life and bringing them all together to shape your destiny. Whether you grew up poor, middle class, or wealthy, your experiences play a role in your life. Whether you had one parent or both parents, or were raised in a foster home, how you grew up matters to your life. Whether you were popular in school or were the wallflower who was awkward and uncomfortable in social situations, you were affected by that. Nothing you have been through will be wasted. Every element of who you are has brought you to where you are and will continue to influence you on your way to destiny. Oh gosh, I don't know about you, but just hearing that about school and how you were in school. I was not the popular one in my school. Not even close. All right, let's keep going. Every person has had some experiences that elicited the question, why am I going through this? Why did my father die and leave us destitute? Why was my stepbrother so mean to me? Why did I have cancer as a child? Why did I have to quit college to care for my alcoholic mother? Our difficulties shape our lives, but so do the normal, everyday experiences. Situations that seem insignificant may have had a greater impact on your life than you ever realized. Like running errands for, hold on, I gotta turn the page. Like running errands for Miss Ruth, the lady next door, cutting lawns to earn money when school was out, having a newspaper route, playing basketball, running for homecoming queen, or getting a part-time job flipping burgers are all experiences that can help build us up and shape us for a purpose that is greater than anything we could see at the time. When you are blessed to operate in destiny, you can look back on your experiences and see how all of them helped position you. You realize that the situations that looked like delays actually were opportunities to grow, to gain experience, and to meet people who would help you later in life. See how God used all these events to shape you. Even the things you didn't want, if you allow them, can be building blocks to a stronger, better you. When destiny is your focus, you will realize that not one experience you've had, not one lesson you've learned, not one heartache you suffered, not one tear you shed is wasted. Don't worry about who didn't raise you, whether Papa was a Rolling Stone. Let go of who didn't love you if your heart was broken by someone who pretended to care. If you open yourself to them, these things can be used to build you up, not tear you down. Learn to look differently at everything you've been through and give up the victim mentality. God will use all your experiences to fortify you with wisdom and knowledge to fulfill your destiny. Why does God do it that way? Why didn't God just equip you with what you need without putting you through all that? The answer is pretty simple. You cannot bring people where you have not been. God allows you to experience some things and then brings you through them so that you can help others because of what you've been through. How can you lead others to a place you are still wishing for or have never been? The best education you receive to equip you for destiny will not come from a classroom, not even in prestigious institutions like Harvard or Howard or Vassar or Morehouse. It will come from the trials and difficulties that you go through. Oh, that is so true. My goodness. Every experience, good or bad, has shaped you into the person you are today. God wouldn't have brought you through it if there were nothing more for you to aspire to. You are the sum total of your experiences, and each round should take you into the next dimension. Your strength should build from one situation to the next. When you have your first scare as a business owner, you feel like everything will cave in on you, but it prepares you for the next episode. When you make it through, you learn that God is able to send people and resources to you that you never imagined. Then the next challenge comes. This time, you're not devastated or immobilized because this ain't your first time at the rodeo. You're able to keep your calm as you work diligently. You can encourage your employees to remain hopeful as you work together and stay strong through your latest business challenge. Each experience, each challenge, each lesson will take you to the next dimension, building on what's already inside you. Whether you know it or not, God's been prepping you for destiny before you were even aware that you had a destiny. God has been preparing you for what you are about to do all of your life. You have no wasted experiences. The next section is Destiny Requires Street Cred. God lets you go through challenges to give you credibility in a certain area and the ability to help someone else out of a situation that you were once in. How could you possibly encourage me that I will make it through a bankruptcy if you've been wealthy and privileged all your life? You need street cred to talk to me. You need to be able to tell me how you couldn't get a car loan and had to bum a ride to get to work until things got better. How can you tell me how to help raise my children in the ghetto if your children grew up in the Hamptons? You need street cred to talk to me about how you were a teenage father who worked at McDonald's while you finished high school to help take care of your child. I spoke to a group of young pastors who were very frustrated that their ministries weren't progressing as quickly as they anticipated. I told them that you have to earn the right to be heard. People won't just follow you because you say so. They will only follow you when you have endured, developed, grown, and sometimes suffered. that's not true of pastors. Hold on. That's not just true of pastors. Every leader must have the credibility to lead through experience. You can't be healed without having an illness, lifted from poverty without experience destitution, or delivered without ever having been ensnared. Avoiding the process doesn't create the promise. Instead, it is the gateway to problems. What matters most is not found in the destination, but is revealed in the issues that we have to resolve along the way to destiny. Oh, that's so good. But what is revealed in the issues that we have to resolve along the way? That's just how we grow. Solving problems along the way, figuring things out. When you're on the verge of quitting, just, getting back up and saying, I'm going to give it a go one more time. The Bible rightly says that experience brings about patience, and patience brings forth hope. This isn't simply a matter of a degree. It isn't about a trophy. It is the hard work of training, rehearsals, failure, and rebounding over and over again. I had an opportunity to address a group of students who had been selected for Fox News' prestigious ALES apprentice program. The visionary of the program, Fox News chairman and CEO Roger Ailes, shared that he started the mentorship program to introduce more minorities to the field of journalism. He understands that the gap isn't closed by degrees alone, but also by inclusion and access to the relationships that lead to discovery and promotion. He realized that although many minorities have earned degrees, they typically don't have relationships inside the media to get the hand up that is often needed to move a resume from the bottom to the top of the pile or to nail down a job. Education is not enough for people who have historically and systematically been excluded and denied access. Although you can have a degree, what is needed to achieve maximum success is hands-on experience in an environment that extends beyond textbooks. An opportunity to move from the classroom to the world of trials and tests that come in a real work environment. If your parents didn't come from that world, you have a much harder time getting a foot in the door or breaking through a glass ceiling. Alice's idea was to provide a mentorship program for minority students to gain access and build contacts while being paid. I walked away from that event with a confirmation that education doesn't trump experience. Street cred is hard-won, and destiny requires you to pay it forward. God helps you through hard times so you can help someone else. If you were able to get off drugs but walk around today like you don't even know what drugs are, you're not helping anybody. Even if you work every day, pay your taxes, go to church, and serve in community organizations, if you're not using what you've been through to encourage somebody else, you're not helping anybody. Tell people how you collected aluminum cans to pay your rent, or how you worked 3 jobs while you put yourself through college, or how you took care of 2 aging parents while you raised 2 children. Somebody else is going through that same situation, and they need to see you so that they can see what life looks like on the other side of trouble. Oh, that's so good. That concludes the reading for our tuck-in time, but that last half of that paragraph really got me. And I don't think it's getting me in a way like, well, maybe it is. I could be doing more. I think I can. I think I'm excited to move forward in my business. And you guys, I don't even know if this is a coaching business. Sometimes I feel like it's a ministry. I really do. So just kind of, settling that in my mind and looking at where my life's headed, after my kids are out of the house. And I'll still be young, right? Because I've been reading through the Bible. so it's helping me get some perspective on that, plus reading this book. So I'm kind of babbling, but I'm just having some thoughts. Like, I have been through a lot of things, and I think I need to share more, because there are people who've been through more, and just figuring out how I'm going to make the time to make a 10-minute video that could help someone. I know a big part of my story is my mental health, that I haven't really shared that much, and what mental illness is like, and what I've experienced, in my lifetime with it, and how, I don't take medicine anymore. And yeah, maybe that would encourage it. So thank you, T.D.Jake. Thank you for writing this book. Thank you for writing this second half of this paragraph, because it's really speaking to my spirit. And God knows my heart just like He knows yours. So if something came up for you too while you were listening today, just don't get down on yourself. Just take note of it. Think about it in a healthy way, that's going to move you forward to taking action, and just praying and trusting that the Lord's called you to many things, to great things, and they will come to pass if you're trusting Him and believing for it, and doing a little bit every day to reach those goals. So that'll do it. We'll pick up tomorrow, and the next section of this same chapter is called It's Complicated. So that's the first section, and the next one after that is Dig Deeper Inside You. So we'll definitely read those two, and probably a couple more sections before we finish out. I think we're in chapter 9. This is a long chapter, so it'll probably take us 2 more nights to finish it. So just thanks for being with me. Thanks for listening, hearing my thoughts, and wanting to better yourself as well, and learn from this man of God, and take away what you can, and what will help you move closer to your destiny. All right, You Can Heal family. Always remember that true healing begins with self-love. Why? Because God is love, and He lives on the inside of you, and it's really just the Word of God that's going to minister to your spirit and help you heal from the pain of your past. All right, we'll talk tomorrow. Bye.